Good morning and welcome to the TMS Book Club. My name is Sewela Langeni, your host. I'm coming to you from Book Circle Capital. We're an independent bookshop that focuses on African literature. And today I'm super excited to talk to Janine Jellars, who is a speaker, a marketer, a digital content creator, and an author. This is not her first book.
Nope.
Welcome and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Awesome. So we're talking about When the Filters Fade, but this is not your first book.
No, it isn't.
And your first book, which is the big South African hair book, was the work of non-fiction.
Yes.
And this is fiction. And first off, when I saw this, I was curious. I said, how was the transition? How was that?
Oof. I actually wrote this book first.
Really?
Yes, I started writing this 6 years ago in November 2017 as part of National Novel Writing Month.
Okay.
So I challenged myself to write a novel in 1 month, a first draft. So I did 50,000 words on this novel.
Wow.
And I started shopping it around. And there was some interest, but I wasn't totally comfortable with fiction.
Yeah.
And I got an offer to, why don't you try nonfiction?
Yeah.
Seeing that you're in the mood to write books.
Yes.
And that's where the big South African hair book was born. So I diverted my attention from fiction to nonfiction, which is actually something I'm more comfortable with as a former journalist.
Yes.
So that falls more into reportage, interviewing people,
Yeah.
facts, figures. And that book came out in 2021.
Yeah.
I then went to business school, and once I graduated, my publisher called me up and said, "Where's the novel?
Yeah.
Dust it off, let's go."
Yeah.
So I put this together, edited that first draft, worked on the manuscript, and here we are today.
Wow. And I mean, congratulations. This book is like fresh off the shelf.
Yes.
Not so long ago. How has it been received?
I'm actually so blown away by the positive response.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it. I think many authors go through this where you don't actually know how good your book is until people read it and give you feedback.
Yeah.
So I've actually received just so much love about the book. People feel represented by it because it's very contemporary. It's based in Johannesburg and it features 3 women.
Yeah.
So everyone can see themselves in these characters. And they think the storyline is quite compelling.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a put your feet up, relax and enjoy type of
And
type
enjoy
of
the
read.
juice from the book. And I mean, so the 3 characters, Lynn, Lebo and Mbali, you're right, very representative. If you don't know somebody, if you're not seeing some parts of yourself, you're seeing somebody that you know in it. And it's set a lot in the digital world. Like technology plays a big role in your book. Social media plays a big role. I mean, even the title, When the Filter Fades, we know all about filters and social media. And I wondered, what were you getting at there with this technology and the pop culture and what's happening right now?
So I feel that so many young people, if it isn't online, it hasn't happened. That's
True.
the thinking.
Yeah.
And one thing I wanted to explore in the book is how women mediate their lives on social media.
Yeah.
So you never want to look like your problems.
Yes.
You always want to put out this great facade, even though you're going through whatever it is going through.
Yeah.
But the Instagram feed has to be aesthetic. Whatever you put out there on social media has to look curated and perfect.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm so interested in because times are tough. This is South Africa. We have so many issues on a macro level, and then on a micro level, people go through mental health challenges. People have trauma that they haven't dealt with. There's so many issues that you deal with, but there's so much pressure to mediate that image for social media and still have that view of perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, that was my next question, because one of the themes that come through strongly is the theme of perfection, something that's plaguing us. You will delete so many pictures until you find that right one. And actually, my pastor likes making a joke to say, you will only look at pictures where you'll post the pictures where you look the most, if it's a group picture. And I thought, what were you getting at with this perfection, especially even in the characters? I mean, the character of Lynn, where we see she struggles a lot with that. Even with Lebo, a former child star who has an image to uphold. What were you trying to show us about this obsession we have with perfection?
Again, I think, that mediation role that social media plays, it's so important for us to interrogate.
Yeah.
That is not authentic.
Yeah.
And I think for young people specifically, I mean, we're part of a generation who had life before social media, had life
Exactly.
before the internet. So we know that, you know, these images are crafted, these images are created.
Yeah.
But I think for so many young people, they don't know that, you know, nobody woke up like this. You know,
Yes.
there's a crew involved, there's perfect lighting, there's makeup, there are multiple takes to produce these images. And even in the book, I use my previous experiences in magazines,
Yes.
in, you know, the digital world to really break down how the sausage gets made.
Yeah.
Like what goes into the production of celebrity.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I want people to understand, that this chase for perfection, it's a facade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can have fun, but let's be real about it.
Yes.
We can want the finer things in life, but let's be real about
Yeah.
it. Not all of it is real. And it reminds me of a tweet actually that I saw that you did, where you were showing like people going out for fun in the olden days where nobody cared. You just actually went
Yes.
out to enjoy the music, not because you wanted to see how you look and if you're captured, how do you come across. The book gave me a lot of sequel vibes. Is that correct?
Ooh.
Observation?
The question about sequels, because there are so many storylines that are left in the air.
Yeah.
And purposefully, because, you know, I think the easy way out, the cop out, is to tie everything with a bow.
Yeah.
And end it on this perfect note.
Yes.
And I just felt that that wasn't true to life.
Yeah.
That, you know, we live in South Africa. There are so many things that go unresolved.
Yeah.
People don't get their comeuppance. People don't get justice for what they've been through.
Yeah.
So I didn't think it was authentic to end it with, you know, everything tied up in a bow. In terms of a sequel, I am definitely thinking about continuing in this world.
Yeah.
I don't know if Lebo and Mbali will be the key characters going forward.
Yeah.
But I do think, you know, we'll maybe get a peek into where their stories ended up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds very exciting. I mean, it's a wonderful read.
Thank
It's an easy read where you feel like you're in there, but still complex enough to stretch you
Yeah.
and challenge you to reflect on some of the things that you're raising. And we congratulate you on your novel.
Thank you so much.
We look forward to seeing more from you.
Oh, definitely.
That has been the TMS Book Club with me, Sewela Langeni. Please get yourself copies of When the Filters Fade. We definitely have copies here at Book Circle Capital. Thank you.